Hopefully it's gonna be. Sorry, y'all. I apologize. Okay, looks like I may be back. Hello, hello, hello. So everybody has to come back over here. Okay, so sorry, it was a mess. I'm back. I'll be able to see that I'm back on here. Um, how's Golf Garden 1 and Golf Garden 2 coming along? Andrea Tablet. Okay, Golf Garden 1 is done. They are over there. I actually did an episode on it. It's going to be coming up in maybe the next couple of weeks. It is going to air, maybe even next week. Golf Garden 1 may air next week, but it is done. Love hate. The front I hate. It looks like a hotel. It's very boring, very white, very clean. A lot of people thought that going to be the employee apartments. That's how basic it is on the front. They got great parking. At night, the lights look pretty. On the backside facing the golf course, beautiful. It's gorgeous. The pool is really pretty. It looks like they gave it like a furniture package because what I noticed is a majority of all of the patios had the same pretty well, and it's garage from it. And so they just got started on it. And I heard that Golf Garden 1 was full, that it was sold out, but only one person had moved in. And of course, when I was over there filming, he was on his balcony. And so I asked him, how did he like it? And he said he liked it, that he was overall pleased with it. But he said the exact same thing. He said they could have did more with the front on the outside. And I agree, and that was it. But other than that, I thought that it was really nice. Any other questions? Okay. Hi, Miss Wendy. Hello. How are you? Thank you for joining the live stream. So let me apologize because I see people are starting to trickle back in. Let me apologize for the technical difficulties. So to the last 3 days, we have not had internet. So it was Claro. And we have Claro. And I speak highly of Claro because we've never had been without internet for more than 30, 40 minutes tops. We've never been without internet that long. And so we've been without it for 3 days. And when I did the Claro, is Claro down online? It was yes. So I'm thinking it was an outage and that, that it was in just hours. So we were just like waiting and waiting and hoping that it would come back on. So that beginning of the third day was yesterday. So I said, let me just go by Claro. So I got in the car, went up by Jumo, went to Claro, went in, got a number, got my work order, told them that it was a red light blinking on the box. Well, she said it before I could even, tell her what the issue was. I just said we didn't have internet. But let me tell y'all something else before I go there. I tweet everything because businesses do not want you putting or talking bad about them on Twitter. So I tweeted that I was having issues. I direct messaged them. They have been responding back and back and back and back. If you have any issues, go to Twitter, direct message, and they will take care of it and help you out. So without the internet, so today, yesterday, I got my work order. Day he called this morning. He was here like 15 minutes after he called. Our wires were completely destroyed, is why our internet was out. And he had to go underground, rewire. He was here how long, Damon? Over an hour. He was definitely here over an hour. So I'm glad I said, let me just go to Claro. That's one of the things I like about living in a small city, because you can go to the headquarters, because basically the Claro office in downtown Punta Cana is the headquarters. So I just went in there and I told them what was going on, got my work order, and we are back up. And now I'm thinking that there still might be a slight issue because I've never had a problem with my live streams being so slow or being delayed. And I don't know, we might just have too much stuff going on right now in the house because we do have a lot of stuff going on. And that just might have slowed the internet down. But hopefully, everybody that signed back in is not stopping and starting, that we have a really good connection. And I'm looking forward to everybody's questions, but more, I'm going to go back to the updates. So when I was speaking with the mayor, and I told him, that my number one thing right now is something that was on my wish list was just some more trash cans, because they are doing so much tourism and so many people are moving here that the trash is becoming a major issue. Not so much so in Cocotal, but when we are like in Los Corrales, when we're in El Cortecito, when we're in Barón, when we're in Friusa, there's trash everywhere. They try to keep what the tourists can see clean, but us full timers that have to go to our tailor and go to our laundromats and go to, the different places that we go on the side street, we don't want to see all that trash. So we want every part of our city nice, very receptive. He actually really listened, he gave feedback and answered my questions and gave me all the explanation about how we are still a sector until we actually become a municipality. Then not a whole lot is going to change, because Igwe, aren't giving us back our money that our city is generating to take care of the things that we need here. So, politics, government, everything is kind of crazy, but that's was one of the main things I see going on in Punta Cana. And then something I wanted to share also with you guys. So everybody's talking about the mass shootings and the crime and everything that's going on, and they were asking me, people. Well, we have a friend visiting here from the U.S. this week. My friend from Houston, and she was like, "Wow, it's like no crime," And but I watch, the Bavaro Digital, Bavaro News, and all things like that. And what I do notice that crime has gone up a little bit. I'm specific for our area. I know that Santo Domingo has, their own different kind of crime, because it was like a drug bust today. It was a shooting the other day, and all kinds of stuff in Santo Domingo. But here, ours is mostly what? Is mostly traffic accident and fatalities. People are dying in traffic accidents. So if you've been in Punta Cana recently, there's now a light behind Cocota, right by the IMG hospital. It was up. It was more accidents through that intersection than it had been in probably 4 or 5 months, because people don't think the light is real, because they're not used to these stoplights. There's still a major problems and major issues with Uvera Alto. And so it's just like really crazy that intersection people are still running the lights. Somebody tell me if you are able to check. Um, I guess you wouldn't be able to, because I haven't seen anything in the chat. I see people on here, but there were chats. So somebody say hi or say something and let me know that my chat is on, because I want to make sure that I can get questions and have you guys participating. So I hope that it is, because I kind of relogged back in really fast, and I hope I got everything covered. Oh, okay. Thank you, Veronica. I appreciate it. So yes, you all can chat. So yes, thank you. Hey, Ali, yeah, I miss you already. Can't wait for you to get back. Hi, Clarissa. Okay, and so that is what was going on. And so we were talking about the crime, and the biggest thing were the fatalities. But let me tell you, so in the last week, it was really the last 8 days, there were 2 suicides here in Punta Cana, both Dominican men. One was 38 and one was 43. So today we were out at Macau Beach, and there was a Dominican lady there. And so, she and I were speaking English. She's Dominican, but she was here visiting from the United States. She lives in Boston. And she was like, so what do you think about what's going on? And I told her how I followed the Bavaro News and all of that. And she asked me, did I see that about the suicides? She said that has never been an issue. She was like, the last suicide that I had ever heard of in Punta Cana or in the Dominican Republic, she was like 12 years ago. She's here 2 or 3 times a year because her mother's elderly. She's always here, and her mother is like, me, I guess, read the news. I read, because I read it through Instagram. And her mother they were talking, and her mom is like in her 80s. And they were just saying, why do you think suicide is a thing? Why do you think that that's happening here in Punta Cana, and especially men of that age? And when she answered the question, it was like such a kick to me that everywhere in the world people face the same type of things. And she said that Dominican men are very prideful, and that men 38, 43 years old, if they're not working, if they're not providing for their family, that they feel like they fail, so why be here? So, well, if that's the case, if that's the culture and that's how they feel, and why now are they starting to— Oh, she said the connection is really bad. I do not know what is going on with my connection. I am so sorry. I do not know. Um, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Ooh. It's got to be mine, and because everybody watching me live stream. So I apologize. I don't know why the connection is really bad. Maybe I'll just tape this, just continue, and then maybe y'all can go back and watch it at a later date, just so that I don't know if everybody is experiencing the same thing with the connection. Okay, so y'all let me know if Ali, are you experiencing a bad connection? Let me know. And then if it's board, if it's on my end, I'll get this fixed. But I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. I apologize for that. She said that what some of her and her male relatives were saying. Yeah, Clarissa said that yes, the connection is bad. It's a bad connection. I don't know. So I don't know. Should I abort? Do y'all want me to abort this? Okay, so Facebook Live is good. Y'all want to join me on Facebook Live because I have it there. Ebony Ladies in the DR. Facebook, go on Facebook and watch the connection from there, and then I'll continue. And then I guess I could upload this one so people can watch it. Watch it live. So yes. Okay, so I asked her. I'm gonna go back. I apologize, y'all. I'm all over the place tonight. So I asked her, why does she feel like what has changed in the years? And she said that her male cousins were saying that they feel like they're now in a competition with the foreigners and with the expats that are coming here. And they said they feel like the men, the foreign men that are coming here, are basically showing them up, and that they're getting the Dominican women, and that the Dominican women no longer want them because they're not able to provide for them that the way that the American men, or the Canadian men, or the Russian men, all of the other foreigners that are here. And it's like hurting their pride. And if they don't see any other way to prosper and to be better, to make more money, then they would just rather not be here. And I think that is like so sad and it's so unfortunate. And I really hope that that is not the case. I hope that I don't see any more on my feed, any more Dominican men committing suicide. So, that's one of the things that we see here, that, we've seen here in the last week. So I just wanted to, that to really go away. But that was one of the things that's going on here in Punta Cana. Development of these projects. You know what he said? He said it is not his call because the Igwe is a municipality, and all of the building permits and all of that comes from Igwe. Once we're made a municipality, he, as the mayor, would then have the opportunity to drive around and really assess with different eyes. When you have eyes that can't really do anything, you see things differently. But once you have the power and you're a municipality, and somebody said the connection is bad on Facebook and YouTube, and somebody said it's good on Facebook. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna talk it out, and it's gonna just be a 30-minute live today, and then I'm going to sign off at 9 o'clock. Oh, it's already been at 30, but we had a disconnect. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna keep going to 9 o'clock, and I'm just gonna try to get through this tonight. And I apologize, I apologize, I apologize. And if I watch it back myself and it's horrible, I'm gonna delete it and upload an episode about everything I just talked about, and then we'll be good. But I'm gonna continue just because some people may be having a good connection and some people may not. But get back to it. So the mayor said that um, until we are declared a municipality. Then building and all of the projects and all of the progress and everything that's going on will probably continue. But he did mention that once we are declared a municipality, he will put a halt to some of these things just so that everything else can catch up. Like SAPIM and the internet is one of the reasons why, I might be experiencing this, because all of the grids are it, and there's so much pressure and so many things on it, like the internet. Like, we have a planned outage, y'all, tomorrow morning for SAPIM. I got an email, but let me tell y'all the time. So we got an email from SAPIM that the power was going to be out from 5 a.m. to 5:05 a.m. They actually sent an email to all of their customers that's going to be affected in the morning at 5 a.m. to 5:05 a.m. A whole 5 minutes that they are planning an outage in the tomorrow morning. Now, I hope this doesn't become a regular thing, because I told y'all one of the reasons why we picked Punta Cana is because we don't have planned outages like they do up north. They have quite a few. And so a lot of people who work remotely chose Punta Cana for that reason. Our internet and everything is really stable, our electricity really stable. But I guess y'all can see now that because we're becoming so overly populated, that the services are taking a hit. And that's what I feel like is going on, because I've never had any issues with the Wi-Fi. I've never had a planned outage email, even though it's only 5 minutes. But who's to say next month it won't be 10 minutes or an hour? And that's going to affect people working remotely. So, I can't wait. I will update y'all when we become a municipality, and hopefully we'll start to see a lot of things change. But yeah, there are so many projects. I know, and I really thought I knew which project was the beach, because I didn't think that had even done anything. But I found out which project is actually the beach. And the beach is actually coming along quite well. It's another one that has a man-made lake, or a man-made lake, a man-made beach, and it is down behind Jumbo, down behind Coco Bongo, down there. And it actually looks good. The man-made beach is kind of nice. And of course, everybody's saying that it's at capacity and it's sold, but resales that people were holding on to, and their goal was to get more money anyway. So that's that. But some of the projects are starting to look really nice. I have a couple of episodes coming up. I'm not going to ruin the surprise on the which ones I love and the which ones I absolutely hate. Okay. And so someone asked me about how I felt about the whole, because they did a roundup of Haitians again. And so y'all know how I am about that. It's so political, it's really crazy. But one thing I did notice is they're not rounding up construction workers. Yeah, that's a messy topic. So, all the construction workers are legal, or they just need to build their projects? Which one is I'm just saying, so that's a sticky, that's a touchy topic for me, because I'm just like, yeah, you keep who you want and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, Nadine asked me, have I been back to Vista Cana? I have not. I have not been back to Vista Cana, but I am planning to go, because I heard that like the luxury estate section was really really nice, and that it was finished. I think it's only like 20, but one of my subscribers, he bought there. He's going to be on here. It is a very interesting episode, because he bought one of the luxury villas, and he bought it for, I think he closed at like 325,000. Very nice property. But when he went to closing, the builder demanded another $50,000 for excess for materials. So I am going to have him on the show to talk about his whole experience and how he felt, because basically he can do nothing but pay it or lose all his other money, because it said it in his contract. So I am looking forward to having him on the show, and then he'll be able to give us a little bit of tour of what's actually finished. Like they have no amenities. Their target dates for a lot of those properties, because a lot of people are contacting me and asking me about, delivery days and have I heard anything and what should they do. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't heard any updates. All the builders are saying, yeah, it's just delayed because of products, because of material. And it probably is, but it was poor planning to give people these delivery dates. And they're like December and January 2024. And so what are they supposed to do in the meantime? And so that's why when you are buying new property and new projects, I would suggest absolutely do not plan your container or schedule a container when you think you're supposed to close or when you think the delivery is supposed to happen. Because if it doesn't happen, then you're going to be responsible for paying for a storage until your property is ready. And they're not going to reimburse you. So I would just wait. And yes, Carmelita, missed you today. I met your friend, very lovely guy, and it was really nice. It was so nice. So I cannot to meet you as well. And let me see. Oh, and Vista Cana. Let me go back to Vista Cana real quick. Yes, they have no amenities. So a couple of people that are already over there that actually got a chance to move in. There's one other apartment project that is partially finished, like their phase one. When I say phase one, that just means like two of the buildings are done and they're allowing people to move in. But they don't have a clubhouse, they don't have this, they don't have that. And they already did assess a who would pay HOA if the community is not done? I'm just like, if you're living in Vista Cana, tell me, are you already expected to be paying your HOA? Because basically, you don't have anything but security. That is the only thing that is offered at Vista Cana right now, is the security guard. Yeah, and I guess the grounds, but most of the grounds are concrete. They're just starting to do the landscape and things like that. So they are way, way, way off their target dates. So how do you guys feel about that? And then I'm just curious to people for people that are thinking of buying here, why would you put reserve a property um that's not even broke ground? What would be the reason? Is because they offer a payment plan? You fell in love with the video of how it's supposed to look? It's the perfect place. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And people know how I feel about the new projects. Chantel said she bought in Vista Cana. It took 2 years. The golf course is almost done. That's a good thing. Yeah, the professionalism, I agree, is not the best. But what I have noticed is once they get you to sign that contract, they are ghost. They are not trying to fool with you. They just want you to make sure you make your payments on time, meet those deadlines, and move on. And I tell other realtors all the time, because people ask me why don't I really promote doing buying new projects. Because they were like, oh, as a realtor, you get your commission after they make the first payment and all of that kind of stuff. But the thing is, it still puts me in a relationship with the client for the 2 years. And as your realtor, you're going to be mad at me because you're going to expect me to fight for you with the developer to get your property on time, to make sure that they got everything the way that you wanted, and just all of that. And that's not what I have time to do. I don't think that's what any realtor is doing. And I think that's why a lot of people are really frustrated with their realtors when they are buying new projects, because those realtors are working with so many people that they really just don't have the time. But instead of saying, I'm not going to be able to hold your hand until you get your keys, they're like, yep, I'm going to be right there for you, holding your hand until you get your keys, when they know that's not the case. But they say anything to just kind of get that deal closed. And then you are stuck with all of your questions. And 90% of those people are emailing me in the middle of the night when they can't sleep, asking me what should they do. So those are the things. Nadine said, I think they're on the second beach. I think that's why we usually have a discounted price, is to be in another finished area. Point, I definitely know that to be the fact. Yep. And so they're offering a little bit cheaper price. So I am seeing definitely price changes because Golf Garden one I think started at like 169, 179, and I saw a listing when they were supposed to be sold out. I saw a listing for 255. And I have that episode coming up, and I have that proof to show y'all because I'll be like, yeah, Bridget, I got the receipts. Devin said it's going to be aired next week. So, Golf Garden 1, you'll see that episode next week. They said if you want something ready to go, I agree, don't buy new. Yep, I wouldn't do it because you're not getting the same quality, and then you are literally having to put everything in. You're having to put in your lights, your light fixtures, your closet rod, your cabinets, all your appliances. I mean, it's just like you're having to do every single thing. There are so many finished properties here, not in Kokota, not in just Kokota, but all over Punta Cana that are finished and ready, and you can get your keys when you're done paying. And then you know what everything looks like. Because right now there are so many people that are just not satisfied with their properties. Their bathrooms are not in the right place. Their kitchen's not in the right place. And it's just like, basically at this point, live with it. You gotta live with it, or fight. Who wants to fight after waiting a year and a half, 2 years, almost 2.5 years to get their property? And so to me, it's just not worth it. But that's that. Car said that they noticed when they came into Punta Cana that we have the I got the ring light onto my. Somebody said they noticed we have a lot more car dealerships. Yes, we do. And what I did notice though is really funny is that the car prices are going down. They're going down from yeah, a little bit. Raise it up. Sorry, y'all. That the car prices are going down, and I was shocked. And so I talked to a guy that sells cars, and he was like, "Yeah, we got to compete. We got to compete with Santo Domingo. Perfect. We got to compete with Santo Domingo. We got to compete with San Pedro de Macorís. We got to compete with La Romana." And I was like, "Well, good, because Punta Cana. I told y'all we got ready to buy a car. We couldn't even afford to buy here." And I noticed as well, I started checking car prices because we need an SUV. I've told y'all this in the past. When you buy a car, just go ahead and start out with an SUV. Everybody, we're like, oh, I'm just not going to be here that much, or I'm a snowbird, I just need a car a few months. I'm just going to buy this little small car. Don't do it because it's a waste of money. Even if you're only going to be here part time, the speed bumps are here full time. The potholes in the road are here full time. So you just want to make sure you get something that that's gonna be strong and that's gonna sustain a lot of stuff. Driving up north and going around, and our car is taking a beating. We have got to get us an SUV, but the prices are way better than 2 years ago, and I was really shocked. Now I ain't saying they cheap. I'm saying they better, because a car with 150,000 miles on it, they'll still try to sell you that old car, 10 years old, for $13,000. And it's just like, really, so crazy. But it is what it is, I guess. But that's one of the things. Coming up on another video, y'all, that there is a post office that's going to be coming on a video, and I think it's a separate video. It's a separate video. But we do have a post office here, but it's only for local on the island. So if you do have friends or family members and stuff like that in Santo Domingo, other places, you can actually mail them packages and mail them a letter. And I just thought that was crazy because I just found it. And what else has come here? Oh, somebody asked me about all of the commercial properties. So before I talk about the commercial properties, somebody did. I had a question. Somebody asked me about what's going on with the place in front of Kokotao, not Kathmandu, but to the right. That is supposed to be called, I think it was Palma. We're Palma Real. It's supposed to be Palma something, but it was supposed to be ready in January. completely ready. Because one of our friends was supposed to be moving and opening their grand opening and opening their business on the first level. So right there, but to the right by Super Llama, and it's supposed to be a boutique hotel on the front, and then apartments that were sold around, on the sides. But it was supposed to be the front complete boutique hotel with commercial on the bottom. We do not know what has happened. At first, the building was going really, really fast. Everything was moving along smoothly. I don't know what has happened, but it has been a tremendous halt and delay. They're still building. In the back is very congested. No one likes it. And it's just kind of crazy. Damn, this right here needs plugging in. Sorry. But it's really crazy, but there's no projected date, because I've been waiting to film over there, because I'm like really interested in commercial property and see what's it gonna be. I got there, that's one of the, I guess, realtors associated with the property said the commercial rent on the bottom of the boutique hotel is starting at $3,000 a month. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That is crazy. And if you drive around Punta Cana, Bavaro, between the airport, just really between the airport and Los Corrales, you're going to see probably 15 new commercial buildings. And they're as big as that one that lead to Vista Cana. What, where are these businesses coming from? Why do they think we're going to have that many new businesses, and what type of businesses are people bringing? I've seen like 3 or 4 new liquor stores opening up, like huge major liquor stores. And so I'm like, are they flourishing? Are they going to be doing business? I understand the more people are coming, but the percentage of people that are coming are not full time. They are snowbirds. They are investors. People that are investing here, they're buying it and moving on. So it's kind of crazy. So we'll see. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with that. But there are a lot of unfilled. It's just when you drive around, it's like a lot of half done stuff. And so I can't wait till we become a municipality, because I'm gonna wear the mayor out. I'm gonna be like, look, say no, don't approve that permit, build this first, put some drainage here, put some garbage cans here, do this. Let's, figure out, let's work with everything, finish everything that's going on, and then see what else is actually needed. Don't just be handing out permits because they handing you money. I ain't saying the mayor Igwe is taking bribes and nothing like that. I'm just saying too much is going on at one time for it to be comfortable and for us to really enjoy living here. Okay, somebody, Nadine, is Uber still reliable and affordable? Yes. Everything that I hear about Uber and is good, because no one has told me that Uber has tried to scam them lately, and because last year Uber was getting out of control. And so if you got an Uber late at night, then they would be like, the price is more, and try to, charge you a lot more, even though you already paid through the app. And I kind of put that on blast, and I tell people to say, yes, this is a tip that I told everybody to do, and I know people were doing it because they told me they did it. So if you get an Uber late at night, like you coming from the club or you've been out, doing whatever, hanging out, and you call your Uber and you've already paid on the app, it was like $6 or whatever. And then when you get the car, he gets here, he was like, oh, because the time of day it is, because it's late at night. Because one Uber had the nerve to say, I'm away from my family this late at night picking you up. Like, I mean, that's your job. You chose to do it. But anyway, so he said it's gonna be an extra $10 in cash. So I told him, do not argue, do not get stuck somewhere, because you don't know when the next Uber is gonna come or when the next taxi will come, any of that. Just say, okay, no problem. I'll pay you when we get there. I'll put it on I'll cash app you, whatever. Because what I've noticed, even the people on the beach have cash app and Google Pay and Apple Pay. They gonna get your money some kind of way. Ain't nobody turning down no money. So I say, get in the car, be pleasant, use a little bit of Spanish, ask them that they have a good day. Just keep it talking, and then when you get there, say good night. Have a good night, and I am going to report you to Uber. period. Do not give another dime, but don't get yourself in a situation. Just say, okay, I'm gonna have to pay it when I get there because I don't have any more money. I have the cash app you. And they will drive off because they're gonna trust you. And when you get to where you're going safely, get out the car and say, have a good night. I'm not paying you anything else, and I'm gonna report you to Uber. Period. And cash app and all of that. So yes, I think all of that has definitely helped because I haven't heard anyone saying that Uber tried to cheat them or scam them. Everybody been like, "Ooh, Uber is cool. You know, they take you where you want to be, and you don't have any issues, and nobody else has been getting beat out of any more money." That's how you want to handle that. It said, is Larimer City a real thing? This new project is who? I heard it was, and I actually saw a billboard for Larimer City, and I actually told Davin I was gonna go look and see. I don't think it's broken ground or anything, but I don't know where it is. So I'm going to investigate when I get some free time, maybe next week, and go and see what is actually going on. But yeah, Larimer City is supposed to be a thing. Clarissa said, "Yep, they still try it, Uber." I hadn't heard anyone say that they did, but thank you for the update. So y'all know that tip. So don't let them try you. But one thing that I have a video coming up is about the Poppy Express. Now, if you're like Los Claveles, El Cortecito, Cocotal, going between here and Barone, Friusa, you could take the Poppy Express because the Poppy Express is actually a little bit cheaper than Uber. As long as it's not raining, because some of them don't have the side doors, but it's like is it just three wheels? It's just a little three-wheel car, and they're called Poppies. They have an app as well. You can download the app. They're cheap. Just tell your driver to slow down if you feel like your driver is going too far, because we have a friend that actually had an accident because he was driving a little bit fast, and then a car tossed him, made him roll. So you just want to make sure, even with the guaguas, when I'm in the guagua, I sit in the front seat. I'll be like, do you have to drive this fast? They don't even, I make sure I know how to say that in Spanish. So I make sure, I'm like, can you slow down? I want to get there safe. Careful, speak up. Don't let anybody risk your life. But I like the Poppy Express. So if you're not wanting to do Uber, that Poppy Express can't get on the freeway. So if if you don't have, your route and you don't have to get on the freeway, the Poppy Express can take you there. So that's another option that I really like that shows Punta Cana is growing and they're trying to give us more options and more services. I don't see a decline in like customer service or anything like that. I know that the people are like overworked and going crazy because there is so many people here. Like almost any given time, you can go to Jumbo. They got 9, 10 registers open, and all of them got see. Customer service is still good. People still have pretty good attitudes. I did have a just kind of a moment at IKEA. When y'all watch my IKEA episode, you'll see I kind of had a moment because the girl kind of had bad customer service because I didn't understand her English. Because sometimes her Spanish. Because sometimes I have to like take a minute and think about what it is you're just saying because my vocabulary, I don't know all the words. So I'm still learning. And she wasn't very patient. She just kind of got an attitude because I didn't understand episode. But I ended up buying some hangers. So I did. I needed them, y'all. I needed them. But let me see what else is going on. I was wanted to just do updates, and I was just gonna make sure I save this episode for questions. But I'm gonna move on. What's another update? Well, because I had logged up. That was like it's 9 o'clock. I said, look, I'm gonna be doing live for 1 hour, but it's like 40 minutes since I had the up and down crazy service. But I did want to tell y'all something else. I know what it was. Blue Mall. Y'all know Starbucks is open. I did an episode about it coming, but since that episode, Starbucks is actually open. And I think everywhere in the world, people think if they have that Starbucks cups with their name on it, it's a status symbol. Because the brokest Dominicans that need new shoes come out of Starbucks with a extra large latte. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it's a status symbol wherever we go. So they are really happy to have Starbucks open. It was a huge grand opening party. It was all on Instagram. I missed it because I'm not a Starbucks fan. I don't really drink coffee, and definitely, it's got to have a good creamer. So we missed that. Taco Bell is also open. Davin is happy about that, but he still hadn't even been. I've been out of stuff. Oh, I know what I had told y'all. I think I did a quick reel or something to show y'all that, or it might have just been an Instagram post that Krispy Kreme was here. Krispy Kreme was a mobile truck, and it was a special event only, and it was only here for 3 weeks, I think it was. And I was like, yes, I am so happy that is gone. So we do not have Krispy Kreme anymore. It was just for a special event, and they are only in Santo Domingo. So when I am craving Krispy Kreme, if I can't wait till I go to the States and get Krispy Kreme, then I can go to Santo Domingo. But I am very, very happy that it is not here in Punta Cana. So I don't know that anything else is coming. I haven't seen any billboards as far as, American restaurants and things like that. Y'all, Kathmandu is like I think I've said on another episode, is a whole nother episode, is a whole nother story. For me, it turned out to be a huge disappointment based on all of the publicity and the promises and all of that stuff that they were feeding to us, that it was going to be just this amazing, amazing thing. But is not, and it's really expensive for adults to do the climbing obstacle course, and then the miniature putt golf, and that's it. And the adult price is $120, and the child's price is $85. So I'm gonna do more investigation and go over, because right now they got this huge sign that says "Come check us out for free." And I don't know if they're gonna let us do activities and all that for free. They might let us just go and do a nice little tour and walk through. So that's something I can do an episode on and just show y'all more of Kathmandu, because it doesn't have half the things that it said it was gonna have when the video came out. So it's kind of disappointing. And I think a lot of people who bought in that new project next to Super Llama are very disappointed too, especially the commercial people, because $3,000 a month, and and Kathmandu didn't pan out to be what you thought it was going to be. That is money. How long are these people actually going to be able to stay afloat when it still hasn't even opened yet? And that's something I really want to know, that if you are renting commercial space in one of these new projects, and you in the contract, have you started paying? Or at what point does your lease start? Does your lease start when you know everything is all open, when it's completely ready? Or because if you've rented, if you've confirmed and built, like, got your space and got your contract, and you're moving in, but nothing else is open around you and the project is not finished, are you paying rent? Are they, because if they're allowing you to bring your products in and build out your space, are you paying rent? Because $3,000 is a lot of money to be paying monthly if nothing else is open and they're still building, and you really just got a parking lot, but there's nothing else there being offered. So there, I have like so many questions. That's why I just kind of like steer myself away from the new product projects and things like that, because it's too many unanswered questions, and people, they'll say whatever they think you want to hear. They'll probably lie and be like, oh, no, 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 you don't got to pay rent until it's open, or whatever the case may be. But I found that to be interesting. Someone did ask me if I still enjoyed living here, because I was going back to the States quite a bit. I'm actually working. Y'all know I do public speaking, and I am trying to pursue my career. I'm very excited. So I am going back and forth now just for audition and get out and come back home. and this is home. I'm here for it. But yes, I actually love it here, and I love having a voice. I know a lot of people have been seeing me on the street in Punta Cana and have been thanking me for the part that I did in getting them to stop burning, because literally the smoke was so thick. I know if y'all watched that episode, y'all know I talked about how bad it was. And what I realized is Dominicans don't use their voice as much as they should. And so that's one of the things that I love, being able to get people on the bandwagon to make things better in their own community. I don't know what is gonna be my next project, because somebody just asked. The library is there. I am definitely going to um, try to put a bug in the mayor's ear that there should be group Spanish classes at the library, and we make a donation. I don't think there should be a price where they're actually going to be charging, but I understand it would probably have to be in the evening to accommodate people. And that's going to be having to pay for electricity and probably ceiling fans. I doubt air, but definitely need lights and things like that. So we should be making a donation. But like libraries, I'm gonna say like in the States that they don't have to do stuff like in the States, but just a suggestion of something that works would be amazing to have Spanish lessons for English speakers at the library, because he was asking like what type of activities and things like that. We definitely should be having, story time for the smaller kids and helping kids that don't know how to use computers, because the library is getting the computers. I think they're going to be taking delivery this week. That's something I'm going to follow up on. But we can volunteer. If y'all want to volunteer, we can always volunteer at the library and teach kids how to use computers, how to do their homework on computers. We can make donations so that they can afford to buy paper and ink for the printers when the kids need to print out their reports if the teachers don't allow them to email and things like that. So people are just like, what is there to do in Punta Cana? uh, there's a lot of things to do, just like there is a lot of things to do in the US. Everything isn't always about entertainment per se, like going out to clubs and partying and things like that. Punta Cana offers a lot of different things where you could really help build up this community and bring new things to the community, because people are like, they want to, more activities. So, like, bowling. Dominicans don't bowl. Dominicans have never bowled. So a bowling alley would be something that would be very interesting to do. We need a museum. Do you know there's no museum here for people that like to learn about history and art and culture without having to take a tour down to Santo Domingo, or to go take a tour to Igwe to see Our Lady Alta Garcia Church. And so if we had a museum here in Punta Cana, I really think people would go and enjoy it. Another thing, somebody asked me about the gas scam, because they just recently got scammed at the gas pump. I said, because you did not watch that episode. So if you're new to the channel, y'all, I've done over 200 episodes, and they are all about things that are to help, or basically anywhere transitioning from one country to another. It's going to involve a lot of the same things. But somebody recently got scammed by the gas pump scam, and I'm like, how did that happen to you when I did a video on that? So if you are new to the channel, if you've never seen it, the gas pump scam is they will preset the pump. So it'll preset it, and they'll start it at 400 pesos. They'll start it at 800 if you're not paying attention. And so then the pump, and you'll look at it and you'll be like, it didn't start at zero. So you're paying 1,200 pesos for 800 pesos worth of gas because you didn't watch. So the key is, Devlin gets out of the car, but I let the window down and I look at it and make sure it starts at zero. And then I pay for my gas, And so that's like one of the ways that you have to watch to keep them. And then if they ask for anything other than what's there on the pump, then you say absolutely not. Go get the manager. I'm not paying it. They don't want to lose their job. Dominicans do not like that type of confrontation. And so they're like, okay, I'm not going to get this person, but I'm going to get the next person. So they're going to try it again until they get somebody. But if you're watching these episodes and you know these steps, then yes, you can avoid being scammed. And he said yes to bowling. I'm all for bowling because I love bowling. Roller skating, I thought about too because a lot of Dominicans actually rollerblade. I don't rollerblade, but I know how to roller skate. But so I thought if a lot of Dominicans rollerblade, then they may be open to a skating rink. So that's one of the things that they could bring to the community because I'm getting questions about more and more things to do here in Punta Cana for people that aren't so, people that aren't into the beach. Because people are like, well, you can't go to the beach every day. Well, I can, but some people can't and they don't want to. And so if you don't want to go to the beach every day, people are like, well, what else is there to do? So yeah, so those are some of the things that could be coming up on Scana. We're seeing, all this new stuff coming. So that's why I told the mayor, you got to keep up. If all these people are going to be coming, you're going to be building all these. There's like a new gas station on every corner. I'm not sure what that's about, how the gas stations are getting. I would, but it's not changing. But that I think that those things are going to be um coming up soon. I would say in the next year or two that we're going to see a lot more activities. We may even see another movie theater. I don't know that we need one, but sometimes when you go, the movie theater is pretty packed. It says when you go to the beach, can you rent chairs there? And I know that price does fluctuate because it was like hardly no one at the beach, and we're like running into low season, even though after end of April is like spring break is over. Um, I say like Los Corrales. I think it's $10 a person to rent the beach chairs, and it's like all day. If you're like at Jellyfish, I think they have like a $30 minimum with food and drink order to get the beach chairs. Same thing I think with Pearl Beach Club, but I go over to Malia, so that's one of the benefits of ownership in Cocota. Y'all know that, but I would say average is like $10 for the day at Los Corrales, El Cortecito to rent the beach chairs and have the umbrella. Pickleball. Pickleball is pickleball is the same, Davlin, as the paddleball. Is pickleball and paddleball the same? So the paddle is different. So we have paddleball here, and paddleball is different. So we have paddleball here, and paddleball is very popular, but I haven't seen people playing pickleball. And I kind of thought pickleball and paddleball was the same thing. So that's something I would definitely just have to find out. Devlin said pickleball is a bigger paddle. But I know paddleball is huge. And I really think that might be the same thing, but I will find out for y'all. Drive-in theater, I don't know about that here in the Dominican Republic. I don't think that would work out. Dominicans, I don't know. I don't think they would. I don't think they would like that. Yeah. Right. Yeah, they wouldn't do it. Dominicans are gonna find a way to not have to go through that, through the paying gate to pay. They're gonna watch it from the hill and hang out there. So no, I don't think a drive-in theater would be would be something that they would invest in or something that would work. Maybe if they put it like inside a community like Vista Cana, that's got a huge, huge property, somewhere like that, maybe that could commonly say it would turn to a music battle. I agree 100% because they all gonna bring their loudspeakers and turn it just an outdoor party and see who can play the music the loudest. And we have a friend that lives behind Central Medical, and he was like, they play music all night, and I didn't realize, and I guess I should have realized that not everywhere has a curfew. So I'm gonna say Cocota has a curfew like You can play music and you can have parties as long as you want, but we have 11 o'clock noise ordinance thing. So they'll come around if someone complains that the music is too loud or anything like that. They'll come around at 11 o'clock and they'll say you need to cut the music down. You don't have to break up your party. The people don't have to leave the property, any of that. They'll just say you have to cut the music down. Well, he said where he lived, the music is loud all night until they get ready to go to bed for work. And if they don't have to work the next day, the music might be loud all night. And I'm just like, yeah, I can't live like that. I gotta have the peace. But so it just kind of depends on where you live and what the acceptable thing is. I know some of the people, and this made me think about Catherine just logged on. Hi, Catherine. And she lives up near the front of Cookatown. And so people were complaining about the music. And I didn't know if the music was actually coming from Malia or is this some music, theme music that was going on Kathmandu? Was it at a party? I didn't know where the music was coming from. So I called security to say, look, somebody's got parties at 11 o'clock. And it was a concert at Malia. So it was something that didn't happen all the time. So, it wasn't a big deal. So people were just like, okay, we're not going to worry about it. Someone asked Veronica, she said, you did an episode a while back on the barbershop. Is there one coming soon on beauty salons? You know what? I have said a million times that I'm gonna do an episode on beauty salons, and I am. It is gonna be one coming soon. I'm gonna do more of a mixture because with the barbershops, I did all of them were kind of they weren't I didn't do a good range because I think I only did one that was kind of a lower scale, and then all the rest of the barbershops were kind of fancy. But this time I'm going to do true Dominican in the hood. And when I say in the hood, I'm like down the dirt road in Friusa. Because when I go past there, I can smell them flat ironing hair. They get, the girls in there getting ready on a Friday, getting ready for the weekend, getting their hair beautiful, versus the salons like Eden that's above La Serena. So I want to try to do a good little mixture. So yeah, I'm gonna put that episode together. I'm definitely gonna do one on the nail salons. That's gonna be coming already in the works, because there are all. Let me say, not all beauty salons and nail salons are created equal. You get what you pay for. But there are some nail salons that are really, really good. I can't tell y'all anything about beauty salons. That my friends that go get their hair washed and flat iron, things like that. I'm gonna have to have Tammy. I'll get Tammy Washington to buddy up with me to do the beauty salon episode. And y'all know that was the Ebony from the beginning, Tammy, because she is all into her hair and going to the hair salons, and she's tried 1,000 of them because not everybody gives a good massage to her scalp, or not everybody does the best flat iron. And, so she got a whole bunch of complaints. So she'll know which ones that we need to picture. And the same thing with nails. I don't get my nails done. I only get my toes done, and I just kind of go to whoever's available. I got a couple of different places, but I know you can go from a nail salon that charges 300 pesos, which is just under $6, and get a full manicure, come out looking great, and versus going to Eden or Olga, one of those places where they're charging, to me, US price for a basic manicure, $20, $25. And that's US. And that's really expensive. And Dominicans don't pay that. So people always want to know, well, where did Dominicans go? Because I know if somebody telling me Dominicans only making $300 or $400 a month, there's no way they paying $20 or $25 every other week to get their nails done. Of course, they are not. So yes, I will be getting those episodes coming to you soon. I've been busy. It's been so many things to shoot episodes about, so that I have shot episodes that will last like through July on topics that have just been coming up and things that have just been happening. So it may be a while before you see it, but we're definitely going to do it. It says the rent more expensive now that the population is increasing. Yes, everybody is trying to raise the rent, and I'm not sure why, because there's so much competition. So what I say to you, and I know that this is happening, if you see a place that you really really like and it's been on the market or it's been available for a minute, rent, no one's in there, and it's low season especially, make a deal, because like the average in Kokota used to be 650, kid you not, $650 to like 950. Now that 650 is 900. And there's rent in Kokota on apartments, not villas, apartments and townhouses like ours are up to like $1,800 a month. Average 12. The average two-bedroom in Kokota is $1,200 a month. That is ridiculous. That is definitely a U.S. price. They feel like more Americans are coming, that more Canadians are coming. They feel like their apartment is turned into gold over 1 year. I mean, it is like really a lot of increase going on, and it's really not worth it. None of your amenities are changed. Nothing else has changed but the price. They're not giving you anything else. It's nothing different. And so I would just say negotiate, don't take it, because there are a lot of people that are going to negotiate, because there are a lot of owners here that are, staying here until they get it rented out themselves, because some people are choosing to walk away from having the property managers getting the people in. They're only using property managers to like take care of it when it's empty, or if there's a service issue, something like that. But I'm noticing a lot of owners are doing the search themselves of who they want renting their apartment, and that's for like a long list of reasons that may be a whole episode by itself. All right, no more questions. So it has been an hour. I said I was going to only do this for 1 hour, and I went long just because we had technical issues. I hope that everything cleared up and that y'all were able to enjoy this episode and get the information that you needed. Next week will not be live, so we will not have any issues. It will be y'all be able to enjoy the episode. But thank y'all. I appreciate for y'all tuning in and being here during the live episode. Any questions, put them in the comment section and I will definitely get them answered. Everybody's like, we love your response time. I appreciate that, because I always try to answer them within 24 hours of the episode, every time, or 24 hours within the time that you ask. So I definitely appreciate you. But thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share all of the past episodes, new episodes, everything that you may find valuable to you or to someone else. But yes, I like the suggestions for the upcoming episodes, and I will get those done. And until then, I will talk to y'all later. I am beat. I am peeling. I don't know, y'all can see my forehead is peeling because I got so much sun at Macau today. So I am going to go and treat my skin and relax and enjoy for tuning in. Talk to y'all later. It has been real. Good night. Mwah, mwah, mwah.